Millions of people in the path of Hurricane Florence are hunkering down as the monster storm pummels North and South Carolina, bringing catastrophic flooding and forceful, destructive winds. Good evening from Washington, D.C., and thank you for joining us for News from a Catholic Perspective. I'm Wyatt Goolsby, in for Lauren Ashburn. As Hurricane Florence makes landfall, rescue efforts are underway to save people who did not evacuate and are now trapped by the flooding. At least 3 deaths, including a mother and an infant, have been reported from the storm. In Washington, President Donald Trump is praising first responders. White House Correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Wyatt. This storm is having a devastating impact, but it's not keeping organizations like Catholic Charities from starting relief work immediately. Both the President and First Lady are expressing their gratitude to all those helping on the ground as the nation continues to follow the path of Florence. Hurricane Florence arrived east of Wilmington, North Carolina this morning with 90-mile-per-hour winds and thrashing rain. Up and down the Carolina coast, rising water is flooding businesses and homes. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper says people who failed to evacuate the city of New Bern are now calling emergency crews for help.
Overnight, there are over 100 swiftwater rescues in this great city, and we expect more.
And federal officials warn of a rough weekend ahead on the East Coast.
I do want to emphasize that this is only the beginning. Florence is a very slow mover. We'll continue to trek along the North Carolina and South Carolina coastline for the next 24 to 36 hours.
President Trump canceled a scheduled rally in Mississippi today to oversee response efforts at the White House. He tweets, "Incredible job being done by FEMA, first responders, law enforcement, and all. Thank you." Catholic groups are among those lending a hand.
We'll expect a few hundred volunteers to come out and assist over the next coming weeks.
Daniel Altano with Catholic Charities in the Diocese of Raleigh says a natural disaster is one of the most traumatic things a family can experience.
During this vulnerable time, it's a priority for Catholic Charities to provide staff that will compassionately work with families and help them to recover and persevere through this challenging time.
Catholic Charities has set up a donation center to receive supplies in Raleigh. It's requested 90,000 water bottles, 1,500 first aid kits, 1,000 cleanup kits, and 800 hygiene kits. You can make cash donations online as well. As for more of the federal response, more than 7,000 troops are assisting as needed. Wyatt?
White House Correspondent Mark Irons. Thanks, Mark.